Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit of a different one. I am going to be reacting to an old video of mine that I posted at the very end of 2017, and it was my weight loss Q&A. This video is going to be very vulnerable for me, and I'm super nervous to post it and to kind of just like come out and say the things that have been on my mind for the last couple of weeks. Self-isolating and not having a job to go to really gives you a lot of time to think. I found a YouTuber who I have absolutely fallen in love with her videos. Her name's Abby Sharp. She's a registered dietitian and she makes the most informative, kind, loving videos, but her little catchphrase is science and sass. So she kind of likes to debunk diet culture. She likes to call out diet culture. In watching those videos, I realized how problematic my videos could have been, or this video in particular. Some things that I've said on my Instagram, some things that I've said just when people ask me how I lost the weight, because if you are new here, I went through a lot of weight fluctuation. Started right after I got married. I gained about 50 pounds and then I lost 70 pounds in about 6 months. And looking back now, I'm not sure that I did it in the most healthy way. I don't regret losing the weight, and I don't really regret doing it the way that I did it, because it taught me a lot about food and calories and exercise and my body. It taught me a lot about my body. So I'm not sure that I regret it. However, this video that I'm going to be watching today is now on private, so you can't find this video by itself. But I wanted to make this video sort of calling out anything problematic that I said and anything that I said that doesn't kind of match up or align with the message that I want to spread now, regardless of how hard that is. So here we go. Here's my old intro. Let's do this. Hey guys, today's video is going to be my very first Q&A. I am so excited. Before I even start this video, I want to say that I am in no way, shape, or form a medical professional. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not any of those things. I'm not qualified in any way to be giving advice. I can tell you what I did, what worked for me, but before you do anything, please talk to a professional. Talk to your doctor, talk to a nutritionist. So I'm glad that I at least said that. That stands true for this video. Obviously, I have no more credentials now than I did then in terms of nutrition. And I also just want to flag that just because this worked for me and I was able to lose a lot of weight, and at this point I wasn't even at the peak of my weight loss. This was around the 50-pound mark. I lost 50 pounds and like I said, I had lost a total of 70 and I have gained a significant amount of that back. I'm back to about my starting weight before I gained about 50 pounds right after I got married. I just wanted to flag that I don't necessarily believe anymore that just because this worked for me, it doesn't mean it was healthy. Because I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm taking these questions from my Instagram. The first one being from Darlene Marie. Did you cut anything out in particular? How long into your journey did you notice you dropping pounds and losing inches? BTW, you look great. Thank you so much. So did I cut anything out in particular? I cut out gluten, but that was not to lose weight. But if you're wondering about anything I steer clear of in my diet in general, I do not eat gluten. I've been gluten-free for about a year now, and that decision came about because of my hypothyroidism. So I still am gluten-free. I am not condoning or recommending that diet to anyone. It makes me feel good not to eat gluten. And it makes me feel good also not to eat dairy. So actually since this video around Christmas time of last year, 2019, I cut out dairy, and that has been more helpful in terms of like my stomach digestion. But again, I am just statement. I don't eat dairy and I don't eat gluten. You eat what makes you feel good. And I will point out that I've noticed it can be problematic for certain people and certain personality types, I guess, to cut out an entire food group like that, because then it puts it on a pedestal and it makes it seem that I cannot eat that, and if I do, then I am bad or I have failed. I just wanted to point that out, that it can be problematic to do that, but obviously it doesn't bother me that much because I still do it and I don't regret it. I feel so much better not eating those foods, so I don't. This is like Kate B said, what did you do to work out on a day you were super busy? You look great, girl. Thank you, Kate. Basically, this is like a hard question for me because I don't really get that busy. But another room of your house and hop on the elliptical for 10 or 15 minutes, and that's really all you need. I do still stand by that. I'm glad I bought that elliptical. I wish I had it with me at the moment in social isolation. It's in my storage unit at the moment, but so I do still stand by that. I do believe that exercise is good for you. And especially these days when we don't leave the house much and all the gyms are closed. I do recommend finding some type of exercise, some type of moving your body that you like, because then you will be more apt to do it. And something that you don't necessarily need all that much equipment or something that you need to leave the house for. I do recommend that because then, like I said, you don't really have much of an excuse not to. And I do want to point out that there's a girl I follow on Instagram. I think her name is Mick or like Mickey, or maybe her name is Michaela, like her full name, but I will put her Instagram information down below. She is the most vulnerable and open about her past eating disorder, and I believe that what she struggled with is what I also struggled with, and it's called orthorexia. I'm not diagnosed for having struggled with orthorexia, but it describes me to a T and my eating habits about 2 years ago. So I do think that I struggled with disordered eating, and I do think that I still struggle with disordered eating, but following this girl on Instagram brings so much light to my Instagram feed. She is always posting hashtag normalize normal bodies. She will straight up post videos of her dancing in like a sports bra with like her belly flap bouncing around, because that is what most bodies look like in real life. So I love that she is not in the business of, you know, sucking it in for that Instagram picture or trying to put up this facade as to what her body actually looks like when it doesn't, because I think that gives young girls false hope. It gives all girls, you know, comparison issues and things like that. But I also love that she doesn't glorify being unhealthy or binge eating just because you like the food and it feels good. She doesn't glorify being unhealthy, but she talks about women's bodies and exercising habits and eating habits in a way that's very real and very relatable. There are some things that she posts that I don't love, or like I wouldn't post myself, but she also talks a lot about acne. She has a lot of acne, especially on her back. She's cleared up a lot of it on her face. She just talks about like what bodies look like and like that it's okay. She's very encouraging. She posts her workouts and she posts her stretch marks and she posts her salads and she posts her baking cookies nights. It's just, I just love her. I think she embodies a lot of what a healthy, balanced lifestyle would look like. Tara Box said, "Oh my gosh, you look amazing. Also, I have 2 questions. What is your workout like and what motivates you?" One thing I would recommend is that if you're going to the gym, find someone to go with you who will motivate you. I go with my best friend usually. I have been to the gym by myself maybe like 2 or 3 times because I'm not motivated to go unless I'm going with my best friend. And I find that really helpful because Harley, if you're watching this, I miss you desperately. And what motivates me, I've always found, this is like such an unhelpful answer, but I've always found that the number one motivator for me is progress. As soon as I start to see just a little bit of progress, whether that be I see something in the way that I look, I've dropped a pound or 2 on a scale. This is one thing that sticks with me because it's hard to just like wipe out these mentalities, especially with how long I was using those mentalities. To lose all my weight, I logged my calories. I didn't focus on macros, I just focused on calories and made sure there was a deficit. Most days there was a deficit of 500 calories or more, and some days I would only eat around 700 to 1100 calories, which is not enough. And if I had a deficit one day of over 500 calories, it was pretty easy for me to notice a half a pound difference on the scale from day 1 to day 2. So yes, I stepped on a scale and weighed myself every single day and logged it almost every single day. So seeing the number drop almost every single day really encouraged me to keep going. And if the number didn't drop from a day 1 to a day 2, I would be sad. I wouldn't, you know, lose sleep over it or anything, but there's like a piece of me that would be like, you know, my deficit was 550 calories yesterday. Like, why
Why didn't I lose a half a pound overnight? Literally, overnight. So lately I have been gaining weight and I have really been trying hard to not weigh myself. Our scale sits right next to our toilet and I've been struggling with wanting to do the same thing. That's what I'm struggling with, is that this Mick girl on Instagram and Abby Sharp on YouTube, they're very encouraging to be balanced and to listen to my body. I will eat to satiety and I don't crave anything else, but I do still struggle with those mentalities of I know exactly how to lose weight and I know exactly how to lose weight very quickly. So I do still struggle with wanting to do those things, like weigh myself every single day and not eat even though I'm a little hungry because I need to have a deficit. So just because I gained some weight back doesn't mean I don't still struggle with some of the same things that I used to struggle with when I was 115 pounds.
For me, it was lack of bloating. I used to literally eat until I was stuffed. I would always leave restaurants like in pain, which is like so incredibly embarrassing, but any sort of progress that I would see, even if it was just a little bit of progress, that would always motivate me to keep going. So
I need to learn how to land somewhere in the middle, because that's true. When I was gaining all my weight, and even before then, you know, when I was in high school and I was still dancing, I was still getting, you know, a significant workout. I would leave restaurants literally stuffed. I would eat until I was uncomfortable. And when I was going through the process of losing all my weight, some nights I would literally go to bed hungry. So I need to give myself grace and I need to give myself time to learn what feeling satisfied feels like, because I don't really usually let myself feel satisfied. So lately what I've been trying to do is I will have my meal and I'll sit there and I'll eat. And I have a problem with eating too fast too, I think. But I have been eating, I don't know, like half my meal, and then sometimes, especially if I start to eat too fast, I'll like tell myself, okay, just wait a second. Let your stomach settle for a second and ask yourself, am I full? Or am I still hungry? And if you really listen to your body, it'll kind of tell you. I'm still learning how to do that well.
Stephanie Koss said, what did you eat on a daily basis? Meal ideas, best tips / motivation. You're awesome. Thank you, girl. What did I eat on a daily basis? I get this question, I think, the most. I eat a lot of salad. And
that's still true. I really like salad and I'm not sorry about it.
And I love salad, so that was never an issue for me. My number one snack is cucumbers. I love just raw cucumbers, chop them up, dip them in this low-calorie ranch dressing that I will leave the recipe for down below if you guys are also ranch lovers.
I still am not sorry about like my low-calorie ranch dressing. I know a lot of people who talk about intuitive eating and, you know, a balanced lifestyle don't think that it's necessary to find like substitutions, but I just don't. First of all, I'm dairy free, so I make my own ranch dressing because it doesn't have dairy in it. And I like that I can eat more in volume for less calories. Still, that doesn't make me unhealthy, right? I'm sure you guys can tell that I'm still kind of wrestling with this whole concept.
Elle_Gray said, what do you do on days you just don't feel motivated, and do you have cravings? The thing that I struggle with the most, I would say, is just being frustrated at...
Now I would say on days you don't feel motivated, do something different. I don't know, like if you don't work out one day, like I understand that it could be harder to like get back on the horse once you fall off, but like yesterday, I didn't work out yesterday because I tweaked the crap out of my back the night before, and I still haven't worked out today because my back just hurts. And I refuse to beat myself up over that because I don't know, then I could risk injury further. On days you don't feel motivated, I would say ask yourself why you're not motivated. Try and get motivated. And then decide if it's not for you that day, then try again tomorrow. I'm just trying to learn to be a little bit kinder to myself. I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to work out every single day to like my body. I don't have to work out every single day to like myself. That's what I would say now, I think.
I use my Fitbit to log all of the calories that I eat versus, you know, what I'm burning, so I make sure that I stay under what I'm burning. That way I can lose weight as opposed to maintaining. If I don't have the calories to eat more, but I'm still hungry, then I need to go burn more calories before I'll let myself eat anything else. Which, I mean, it sounds sort of dangerous, but looking at the Fitbit, there's like a little more. This is what I've burned and this is what I've eaten. And that helps in both ways. Either it'll show me, Hannah, you've eaten enough today, or on days where I'm super busy, I will forget to eat or not have time to eat.
This little chart thing here, it will just show you this is, I mean, that light blue color means it's under, and green is in the zone, which means either 50 calories under, 50 calories over. I never let my bar even get green. It was dang well never pink. Ever. And now it is. My bars are a little bit more balanced over, you know, the course of a week. So I think I'm gonna take that as a win.
Days that I struggle, it's not necessarily lack of motivation that I struggle with, it's just being so sick of the lack of variety in terms of what I'm eating.
I think I was struggling with lack of variety because I was only eating like 800 calories a day. There's not that many low-calorie food. I was getting sick of fruits and vegetables. I love fruits and vegetables. Love them.
Misty J said, what is your favorite type of workout? Do you rely more on machines/weights or your own body and body weight for workouts?
I just need to really quickly give Misty a shout out. She was like one of my first like OG subscribers, and we still keep in touch till this day. I watch her videos. She shares a lot of her workouts from her Fitbit on her Instagram. This girl will like do a cardio workout for like 50 something minutes straight and burn like over 600 calories. And I believe, if I understand correctly, she does like dance workouts, which I love and like I want to get in on someday when I have like more room to dance. I'm a little bit cramped right now in my folks' house. So I just wanted to give her that little shout out because she's killing it.
Yes, I've lost 50 pounds, and yes, I'm extremely proud of myself, and I'm happy with where I am right now, but I'm not anywhere near where I would ideally like to be.
That was the problem, is that I just felt like it was never enough. I lost 50 pounds and it wasn't enough. And even when I got down to my thinnest, when I had lost 70 pounds, it still wasn't enough. At that point, I liked the number on the scale, but I didn't like my body fat percentage. I wanted to be more toned. So it's like I'm stuck between being the most healthy version of myself but also being too hard on myself and a little unrealistic. So that's what I struggle with these days. That's what I would like to learn how to be better at. I want to share some of the warning signs, or kind of the things that I saw in an article about orthorexia and kind of what gave me the inkling that this is in fact what I struggled with. And I will link this article down below in case anybody would like some more information. The warning signs and symptoms would be things like compulsively checking of ingredient lists and nutrition labels. I still am guilty of this. An increase in concern about health of ingredients, cutting out an increasing number of food groups, an inability to eat anything but a narrow group of foods that are deemed healthy or pure. Guilty. Unusual interest in the health of what others are eating. That's the only one that I never struggled with that one. Spending hours per day thinking about what food might be served at upcoming events. I would not say hours, nowhere near hours, but I definitely would and still do kind of think about what kind of options there might be available to me when I go out to places. Showing high levels of distress when safe or healthy foods aren't available. Obsessive following of food and healthy lifestyle blogs on Twitter and Instagram. Body image concerns may or may not be present. And then there's a little section about the consequences of orthorexia. And it says, like anorexia, orthorexia involves restriction of the amount and variety of foods eaten, making malnutrition likely. Therefore, the two disorders share many of the same physical consequences. I would like to do some more research as to the differences between anorexia and orthorexia, but I would definitely say that the descriptions that I've read of orthorexia describe me and my eating habits 2 years ago to a T. And so I would say that now that I'm a little bit more mindful of that, I am on the road to recovery. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, or at the very least found it somewhat entertaining. A little bit more of a heavy topic, but I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any future videos of mine, and I will see you guys next time. Can you like focus on me, please? Gracious.
Now to what I'm eating. That's rich love. So all like that.
Gracious, Hannah, shut up.
What are your tips for the Lord of help to you?